prophetess. And the scripture just said,
a prophetess is the wife of a prophet.
That's it. And you're not supposed to be teaching anyway, except the younger women.
It's right.
Toby.
This precept?
Matthew 12.
It's Jeremiah 12:10.
Bring it out.
Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard.
Many pastors have destroyed the Lord's vineyard. They only just been reading about the tree and the vines, and how the Lord wanted us planted and rooted. But many pastors have destroyed that tree, man, and that vineyard, and have scattered the sheep, and have let animals trotting over the fruit, man.
Sprayed chemicals through it.
Yeah, all of that GMO Israelites. That's what we seeing. Okay? Artificial stuff.
They have trodden my portion underfoot.
See that? They have trodden my portion underfoot. So now it ain't no good no more. So what's the Lord got to do? Now he's got to cut y'all off completely. Now he's got to just have a certain remnant come back.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You can't clean this whole nation up. That's why you're not seeing us giving out food to the homeless. The Lord said you don't help the sinners, man. Number one, why they in that condition? You gotta start thinking like that. Is you of course have compassion, but really the Most High ain't gonna punish people that don't deserve it, man.
He balanced. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness.
Right, a desolate wilderness. And what happens in a wilderness? When you think of a wilderness, think of like an open plain, nothing growing, nothing really going on. That's our people. We're not growing, we're stagnant as a people. We're dry, we don't know much, we're getting scorched by the heat raining down from your job, from all these bills people can't pay because they ain't been able to go to work, man.
Yeah.
Here it is, you got these Fortune 500 companies that's telling their landlord,
Landlord?
their landlords, we ain't paying April's rent because we just ain't got it.
Damn.
See if Jake can do that.
All right.
See if Jake can do that, bro.
It's like good that you brought that up because
It's crazy,
here it is.
man.
This government
Yeah.
is going to try to bail out these mega corporations.
Yeah.
But if you are one of these people that don't have a job and you're not able to get unemployment, guess what? You're not. You can still be set up and be evicted out your apartment because you're not protected. Even though in this time of this plague crisis.
Right. Yeah, they claim, oh, we're not going to evict people at this time. We're not going to shut BGE off at this time. No. They cut your gas and electric off anytime they want.
Yeah.
And the grid going to go down anyway. So that's going to be a major thing that happens.
Yeah, look, right down here, down the block, you got the Constellation Energy building. Keep on moving down the way, you got all the banks right here. So you think the banks ain't, the central banks ain't in line with all the power companies and all that? They rule the whole earth in wickedness, man.
Oh. And another thing, why are the banks closed right now? You can't go in them. Why? Because this is the beginning of the setup, man. Because when this thing starts getting worse and worse, and then people start realizing they ain't got no money, and the money ain't no good, and like anything else, people make a run on the banks to get the money that they have in and out. So they don't want you to get your money, even though the money is worthless.
Right. It's worthless, and money is like the most dirtiest thing I can think of. It's paper money. Exchanges people's hand from hand to hand.
Yeah.
It's the time of the white horse holding the bow. This
If you
simple
put-
piece of fabric.
Yeah, man. And they control you with that money, man. With paper.
Right.
Which if you put a black light under your dollar bill, you probably got semen on it, blood. All right, it's dirty, man.
Fecal matter,
It's fiat. Fiat.
fiat currency.
It's in Nahum chapter 3.
It's only money because they say it is. What's gonna happen when that's done away with and now it's chip time, man? All y'all scoffing about the microchip. How you don't see it, man?
What is scoffers?
How you don't see it, bro? Because guess what, man? All these people working from home, they getting you used to all this digital shit, man.
Hey,
Y'all niggas, man. It's all
Hey.
good, though.
hey,
Yeah.
where are the scoffers at? When
Hey,
brothers
home.
was out here telling you about all of these things that was going to happen, you was keyboard gangsters talking about, BS, this ain't going to happen. now a lot of people start to see it, and then now you scared.
Scared as shit. Scared. And men that was in the truth scared too.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Stay
man.
prayed up. Stay prayed up.
Can I get this preset real quick?
Yeah.
Let's talk about with the real money.
Mhm.
There's Genesis 13 and
Oh,
2.
Abram.
And Abram was very rich in cattle and silver
In cattle.
and gold.
And silver and gold. They ain't say nothing about paper bills with your enemy face on it. They say nothing about
Stocks.
Andrew Jackson with his Indian removal acts on it.
Hmm.
They ain't say nothing about George Washington. Well, he wasn't even the first U.S. president.
Hmm.
They say nothing about Abraham Lincoln.
Yup.
You got niggas thinking Lincoln was a Jake, man. Get out of here, man.
Abraham. Just because his name
But
Abraham.
his name Abraham, man. He ate a bunch of ham. That's what he's about. That's what these heathens
Ate the
about.
ham.
Just keeping you away from the laws.
Come.
Yeah.
Keeping you away from serving who you're supposed to serve. Because they want you to serve them. It's plain as day, ain't it? You're an employee. So that means you're a slave.
That's
That's
right.
all it means.
You got a social security number?
Slave.
Slave.
Nigga, passports, slave.
Birth certificate.
Taxes, you a slave, man.
Any contract,
You're not free.
any license you got, you registered to vote. That's engaging in the contract with Satan.
A lot of people have made a covenant with death.
Yup.
It's Nahum chapter 3. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. The noise of a whip, the rattling of wheels, and the prancing of horses and the jumping of chariots. The horseman lifteth up off the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses.
And what's that, Smuggy? And what's that sword, man? That glittering sword, that's the Most High's judgment. All right? Ezekiel 21 talks about that sword too. And that judgment was against Israel, but now the tables is turning, man. Now the judgment is towards all you nations that hate us. All right? The Jews never set up to do nothing, no way, but to oppress Israel when they went off. How do y'all nations feel about that? How do y'all nations feel that y'all was made to serve us? How does that make you feel, man? What's going on?
Go back to verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not.
And the prey depart not, man. Like you Israelites are being preyed upon. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
We ain't going nowhere. You can't go nowhere. It's a worldwide system of corruption
Right.
and oppression.
But they love the oppressor. But the scripture's going to tell you why. Isaiah 28:15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge. And under falsehood we hid ourselves, man. People love making lies their refuge. That's Isaiah 30. You'd rather hear the smooth things.
Yup.
You want to hear the I can't believe it's not butter version, where it's just straight off the butter, straight off the butter knife onto your bagel, man.
Ooh, that's bread
Spread
school
it.
smooth.
It ain't like that, yo. This truth is rough and tough.
Like that peanut butter, that old peanut butter used to
Yeah.
break
Yeah,
bread.
You gonna
and
need a
shit.
strong knife to
Yeah.
get it
Yeah.
out, man. All right, none of this. Look at him, man. Look at the Edomite there. It's the devil,
Can I read this out?
man. Why not?
This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 8.
Bring it out.
Read it out.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
So these niggas ain't free, man. We are behold this day in our captivity. And back then, our people knew that. During Babylon, our people knew it was captivity, yo. What about now? You niggas don't know this is captivity.
Man, I'm free, man. I can do what I want.
It's LeBron James, yo. Jay-Z, man. Shit, man. We made it. No, you ain't make it, yo. You didn't make it nowhere, bro.
Where thou hast
Right?
scattered
Come on,
us.
man. Well, see that? Well, thou has scattered us. So why my brother in the camp? Because he's scattered, bro. Stop playing games with us, man. Y'all ain't spiritual at all.
That's right. For reproach.
For what?
For reproach.
For a reproach. That's why you think Esau hates Italians and the Irish, because they know already. Why you think these nations hate people from it'll come back to me, Salakia.
India,
Yeah, who?
Dalit.
What's up?
India,
The what?
Dalit. I'm saying it wrong, but they, it's the Dalit, the caste system, who are at the bottom of Indian society.
I forgot what they're
heard of
called.
them, too.
Excuse me. But those are mostly Jakes too.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going.
For reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
Right. So guess what? You're damn. You talking about some warfare, man. Those bills is warfare. All right. Water bill, gas and electric, rent.
One of our things.
We had to go to our enemy for the one of our things, and we were subject under payment. Like we say, hey, the Cheesecake Factory right there, they said we ain't paying April's rent. And we might not have it in May neither. But can Jake say that? Absolutely
Hell
not, yo. If they, hey, after the 5th, y'all niggas gonna start getting evicted.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
And that's the whole point. Our people departed from the Lord our God. Our God. Our God is not Allah. That nigga, man.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing.
Our God is not Allah. Our God's not Buddha or the white man or
Jesus.
number 44 with Obama. None of that. Harriet Tubman is not our hero of God. And they came up with that garbage movie, man.
Yeah.
I at least saw the Nat Turner movie years ago because that was actually at least something. They showed them slaughtering Edomites.
It's a lot. And it showed him actually reading the Bible and getting the inspiration from the scriptures.
Exactly. Because he knew, like, wait a minute. And that's what we're telling y'all. Read
Yeah.
the scriptures and you'll be like, yo, hold on a second, man.
Time out.
This is going time out, right?
Time out
This
over
is
there.
completely going
Right.
not according to this.
Hey, Salaki, hey, that's a good point. And Jake didn't see none of that. All he saw was like,
Oh, yeah.
yo, he was running around killing them, man. He was doing this and doing that. But you didn't see, they put it right in your face. And you still don't get it.
Because you a bunch of niggas.
Stop being so carnal.
For real.
Yeah, calm. That's what it
Well, it says the spirit. Y'all get that in Corinthians
is. The natural
2.
man.
Y'all are natural men, yo. You're brute beasts like your daddy Esau, yo. That's why your house shot told man, you like your father the devil. Y'all are devils. Y'all are deceivers too.
Yeah.
Telling us don't worry about the Bible.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna worry about you.
Calm.
Yeah.
Well, I know a nigga with a mask. And that don't protect you, by the way. Alright? Everybody running around looking like surgeons, man. But they're dumb as bricks.
I'm having flashbacks seeing this shit.
Crazy, yo.
Shit giving me flashbacks.
I got that.
You know what I...
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14.
Bring it up.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of
The
God.
natural man is that carnal man, yo. The man that lets that flesh rule over him with no type of spirituality or even intelligence. Our people, they act on emotion and they act in a way that is not logical, man. Because if you, a real logical person is what? Gonna sit back and examine things, right?
Right.
The scriptures talk about not making haste of things. To judgment, to seek counsel too. We going.
For they are foolishness unto him.
So they're foolishness unto the natural man. Spiritual things are foolishness. Like how we say your house shot is gonna come back out of the sky. That's foolishness
Right.
to people. They'll want to send you to any type of mental institution.
Psych.
for
Hey.
that.
Yeah.
You
You know
tell
what
the
I'm
chariots of the so-called UFOs, oh, here they go. Y'all been watching too much movies and stuff.
When we talk about the spiritual realm,
Yeah.
there's more people that are atheists than there's ever been. Because you go back into antiquity, all the nations had their gods they believed in. Believing in God has been a staple for mankind. But which God is the real God? It's our God.
That's right.
But now everyone's atheist now. That's why they want to turn you into a cyborg with all this technology, put the chip in you, and it ain't gonna stop there, man. It is gonna stop because why? The Most High has gonna take them out. But Esau would not stop there.
There's no end to the wickedness. Their desire is as hell.
Right.
Oh,
Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned.
They're spiritually discerned, man.
But he that is spiritual judges all things.
But he that is spiritual judges all things. That's why we're out here judging this society. We can make discernment against this society.
Yet he himself is judge of no man.
So y'all in the world, you have nothing to tell us about our spirituality. because y'all don't have the juice, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The natural man can't speak to me about spiritual things, or any of us, man.
Mm-hmm.
We going out.
For who hath
And that's what that means too. That doesn't mean we can't be judged. We do things wrong all the time.
That's right.
God.
Right? That's telling you, you don't let that natural man shake your faith, man.
Mm-hmm.
For who hath known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him? But we have the but we have the mind of Hamashiach.
But we have the mind of Yahweh Bashem
That's right.
of the Messiah, of the Mashiach.
Right.
We're in the same mind state as him. Yahushua walked this earth and was not pleased. You should know that, church. He walked this earth and wasn't happy. He walked this earth and was rebuking. Hey, you brothers is Hebrew Israelites. Y'all
Israelites.
Okay.
I said you a Hebrew Israelite. You ever heard of that?
No.
All right. Go home and maybe do some research. We all at home anyway.
Hey, bro, can I read you one thing, bro? Can I read you one thing?
Come here to work.
Can I read you one thing?
One
All right,
verse,
if you come back through,
and then he gonna take
if you
that
come
long,
back.
man. Come on.
All right, there we go.
All right, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's it.
Isaiah 40. Basically, we the people of the Bible.
Right.
You read the Bible before?
Yeah, I read the Bible.
Moses.
Uh-huh.
We the people that he brought out of Egypt.
Right.
So this is talking about our people, where we would be in the last days, right? This Isaiah 42 and 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. It's talking about the Israelites. So who are the people that fill up the prison system? That's our people, right? So the Bible is talking about us.
Robbed and stolen.
Who's robbed? You feel
When you
me?
go into history, remember, this is how the so-called blacks, Negroes came over here from the west coast of Africa, robbed and stolen. It was prophesied in the Bible, bro. So we just let we out here letting you know that you are Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
You are the descendants of the children of the man named Israel, who came out of Egypt. The Lord delivered you. God said that you are his people, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so hey, I know you said you had time, so let me just hit you with one more. We don't want to hold you up, but we just want to give you, let you know. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So even though the Lord made all the numerous people on the earth, all the different nations, but the Lord said, check this out, man. This is what you call this is what they call you on this earth right now. You're so-called, if you're a so-called black Negro, but your real biblical nationality, Lord said you're the tribe of Judah. So he said, all of these people are your family. So when you want to go and get a wife, or you have a daughter, you want to give it to marriage, this should be from these people. And the Lord said, we're above all these other nations, man. So we're not equal to nobody. We're above everybody. We're special people, man. So we're just out here letting our people know, let you know that, and your true nationality would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. If you're so,
That's why you see our people like in football, basketball, we fill it up, bro. Cause we special. We not like everybody else. But by us being special, we can't follow the ways of this world. You feel me? We got a separate way we supposed to conduct ourselves, according to the Bible, bro. The laws and the scriptures. That's our heritage, bro. That's what we lost. They beat that shit out of us when they brought us over here.
Right.
You feel me? We giving it back to you right now. That's all though, bro. If you want to stay up and listen, you go ahead, bro.
oh, well, if you got YouTube, go to YouTube.
Yeah, I do that every day. Look at stuff like that.
Branches of Israel.
Yeah.
You know, type that in, and you know, type it in, check out the video, or you know, like I tell everybody, you stuff King James, you say that Bible. Just don't take our word for it. As you watch the video, whatever scripture you can call out, pause it, find that scripture in your Bible and read along, man.
Right.
You know, if we're not saying the same thing the book is saying, hey, that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, depending on the Bible, you might have a different version, it might be worded different, but King James 16:11. Alright?
You too, you're an Israelite, brother.
Remember, you're Israelite, bro.
You ain't black, bro. You're
Yeah,
an
you're not
Israelite.
black, you're Israelite. That's your nationality. Hebrew Israelite. No, that's, hey.
Plant the seed.
Yeah, man. See, brother, hey, he stopped and he came back, just to hear,
Yeah.
even if it's just it was just enough for him to be full for right now. Maybe later on tonight, the brother might go ahead and then watch the videos, man.
Might come past again.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got something.
I got second Ezra's.
That's why the scripture say, "Eat thou which is sufficient for you." So
Right.
he's in a rush, right? But he still came up, heard some verses that might be sufficient for him for now. But later on, think about it, yo. Them brother said I was an Israelite. What's that? And guess what? Before you know it, it's another brother in the truth,
Yeah.
man.
That's right.
So that's all it is. And that job complete, man. Don't you
Yeah.
understand that? Us standing out here, we can stand out here for 7 hours. If we got one Jake that can get it and sincere, that's good for us.
Yeah.
That's
If
enough,
we out
man.
here for 30 minutes.
Hey, and you made a good point. Because it was two of them.
Yeah,
One
one
stopped and
walked
came
off.
back and one kept it going.
Yeah.
It's just, when the Lord said, two shall be in the
Yeah.
field.
And one shall be taken. Other one left.
Hey, man.
And that proves too, you gotta watch who you surrounding yourself with.
Yeah.
Let me get Ephesians 6, 2 Corinthians 6 and 12. Because darkness and light have no community, bro. The Lord pulls you out of this world for a reason, man.
Unequally yoked.
Being unequally yoked, yes. Yes, brother.
This is
4:16.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Be not unequally yoked with unbelievers, okay?
For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness?
So righteousness has no fellowship with unrighteousness. So you gotta understand, you gotta cut a lot of people off coming in this truth. Here's what it is.
And what communion hath light with darkness?
And what communion have light with dark? They're polar opposites. This truth is opposite of everything else. So how, you know what I'm saying? So if this truth is separated and holy, we gotta be the same way.
That's right.
Really, gotta get in Leviticus 20 and 22. You gotta be separated. That's where you can mentally first. So that's how it all happens first. Being separated mentally. Now you're separated physically. I ain't coming to service no more. Church service.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't hanging out on doing whatever you was doing, right? Because it can't mesh, it just can't, right?
So like, can I say this too? And some stuff is harder to pull from. You feel me? But don't be discouraged if you slipping, because you can always get up. A just man falls 7 times to get back up. Don't be discouraged about falling, bro.
Right.
Just get back up. Keep fighting, bro.
Come.
Proverbs chapter 11. False balance is an abomination of the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So we're going right along what we were saying about be ye not unequally yoked with the unrighteous. You're creating a false balance dealing with them. Not necessarily imbalance, but a false balance because you're being cool with them on a superficial level.
And that's also going well into being a natural man and being a spiritual man.
That's why the scriptures say, the wicked shall be praised, man. But standing up for righteousness, you'll be scolded. That's just what it is.
Damn, Salaki, bro. That's Marshall made a good point, because
Well,
the
what?
natural man received it. He received it. He didn't receive it.
Yeah,
You feel me?
he just kept it going. He was
Yeah, and the other
yeah.
brother was spiritual. He came up and listened.
Right. Perfect. hey, and how you people don't understand it that say that the Bible ain't real, man.
Right. It manifests.
The Lord will manifest the word as we're speaking and show and give you examples. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26.
Bring it out.
And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have served you from other people that you should be mine.
That have, see that? The Lord has severed us from other people. That we should be his. 5 fingers, right? If you sever your pinky, it ain't attached to you no more. The Most High separated us from this world, severed us. It was always meant like that. But Israel, Jeshurun being fat and kicked, don't want to follow that, want to be like the heathen. Now that we're in the condition that we in. And holy means to be separated.
Right.
So you gotta be separated, man. As best as you can. You might be in a situation where you might live at home or you might live with roommates that unbelievers. Really, it's best to live alone, man. If you can. Keep going, man.
Keep going on that.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got you.
uh
This is Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2. For thou art a holy people unto me, unto Yahweh thy power, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
above all the nations that are upon the earth. So the Lord didn't stutter or stumble over that. Or that's not a typo, man. All right? We're supposed to be above all the nations.
And I think the
But a nigga, somebody real quick, the
go
nigga
ahead.
will say something wrong with your Bible. Why something gotta be wrong with our Bible?
Right.
Because all we're doing is reading what it says. Something wrong with your Bible. Because you ain't reading it, it's got dust on it. It's been sitting there for years and years.
and you know what? And I think the word peculiar means strange.
Exactly.
Oh, so
Wonder that?
right. So I be on social media, and Jake don't give a damn about this coronavirus. They making songs about it.
Yeah.
Dancing and that's all. Isn't that some peculiar thing, like the apostle said? It's something peculiar. Because here it is, you have people dying over this COVID-19, and Jacob making memes, doing songs, dancing to it, dancing with Lysol spray, doing the COVID-19 song. Isn't that peculiar? Isn't that strange? You don't see none of the other nations doing it.
Yeah, they panicking.
So you know we're peculiar people, man. Because people look at us on the things that we do, and like people always say, everybody want to be a soul. Everybody want to be a nigga, but they don't want to be a nigga, like they call us. They want to talk, walk, have our mannerisms, but don't want to go through the hardships and everything that we go through.
Want to talk like us, walk like us.
But don't want to be us. I take everything down. Don't take anything good. But all the negative and all the hardship that comes along with being us, we'll pass on that.
Can I get this real quick?
Yeah.
This going into this passage is going into Christmas, but it applies to not being severed from other nations. This Jeremiah 10:1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. So he told us we're separate. He severed us. He cut us off from other nations. He said, learn not the way of the heathen. You feel me? We're not supposed to follow their holidays.
So they
You
were
feel
going to
me?
lead towards death.
Yup.
Right.
Not supposed to be like them, yo. Follow our ways, our customs, that our ancestors laid out for us.
You know what? Hey, it's like, and then you know what? And we tell our people this, and you know, especially Eve, man. Eve don't want to listen for shit.
At all.
You tell her, hey, look, we're not supposed to do this. We're not supposed to celebrate that. Oh, I know, but we just do it for the kids. Nah, you got to get out of that.
Yeah.
Leave that alone.
Yeah, that just
hard
do it
to
for the
navigate.
kids, just do it for the gram. And bunch of niggas, man. It's not
Just that it's hard to navigate that whole situation where, you know, you just coming out of the world.
Right.
Lot's wife didn't want to leave the world.
She's like, I got all my goodly and pleasant things back there. Let me just take one more glance. And what happened?
Turn into pillars of salt.
Salt. Oh, isn't that why it says it's hard for a rich man to get this up? Because, you know, a rich man's got all of it. If you're super rich, and it's hard for you for him to be like, what? I can't do this, I can't do that. I got all these great things to give it all up. You know, for this,
They ain't looking at the bigger picture.
Right.
Yeah.
You examining the bigger. Right.
It's like it, bro. Another way our people learn the way of the heathen is our women wearing blonde hair in their fucking head. Like, and according to the scripture, Leviticus said that's a plague. You feel me? And homosexuality, that's another way of the Greeks, because when Alexander came, evil was multiplied. You feel me? So they learning ways of the heathen, we following ways of the heathen. Being a homosexual or lesbian is not the ways of our ancestors, but the way that the Most High Yahweh gave us to be, man.
That's right.
It's like,
Warhouse gonna be in the kingdom.
yeah.
Right.
Proverbs 29:2.
Read out.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. People are really in mourning right now. You see it now more than 2 months ago, don't you?
Yeah.
Right? But they was mourning then too, but now they're mourning now. Okay? And these elite believe in order out of chaos, so you already know what they gonna do, man. They're gonna cause the problem and they have the solution too.
I got that right here. Proverbs 12:10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
Hey, miss. Okay. She smiled. I thought she wanted to say something. The tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. I was ready to ask her that. But she's got her groceries. She just came from Whole Foods or whatever. But pretty soon they're going to shut the groceries down too. They're going to shut down everything. And then that's when you're going to see the anarchy. You know.
And that's supposedly the tender mercies of our rulers, right?
Right.
But the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
But the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Like, all right, everybody stay home, pay your shit off, right? That's a tender mercy. Man.
Here, we have a vaccine for
You
you.
got the vaccine.
That's a tender mercy. It's
We'll
cruel.
give you $1,200.
Yeah, I was about to say that
Shit
too.
is it's garbage, man. I want our kingdom back. How about that?
That's right.
I want to erase my identity back.
That's right.
Call me a goddamn black man, yo. That's a shame, yo. And Jake is proud of that too, bro.
Yeah.
Black. Y'all niggas sick, man.
Quickly black, y'all.
Trying to wake your brothers and sisters up. Y'all sick as hell.
But ultimately, the
whole
Most
head
High
is sick.
blinded them. You feel me?
Exactly.
All we can do is teach.
Ooh, yeah, that.
33.
Second Ezra, chapter 16 and 17.
Read out.
Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days?
So Ezra's saying that. And we saying that too. Who's going to deliver us in that day? We know how about Shem Yahshua.
That's right.
We pray that he does, though.
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and the beginning of famine and great death.
Only the beginning. The beginning.
The
of
beginning
famine.
of war.
The beginning of war. It's not. The beginning of war. Beginning of famine.
And the power shall stand in fear.
Yeah.
The beginning of evil.
The beginning of evil.
What shall I do when these evils come?
What should we do? Stay prayed up.
Behold, famine and plague,
Behold, famine and plague. Famine is a plague. Man.
tribulation and anguish
Anguish. People are going to be hungry out here. They're going to know what to do.
are set as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth,
Right.
that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Right, in which that is talking about goods, right? Right now, they thought they was in a good case, but now the vehicles are becoming more and more scarce. Now there's less and less. This brother was just saying they can't even keep toilet paper in stores. You know what I mean? You gotta go to all
I'm
these.
still checking.
Yeah, we looking for where's the toilet paper
Oh,
at?
gas prices too went down.
Yeah, the price go down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gas
I
prices
see everybody happy like, man, gas is real cheap, but you can't go nowhere.
Where you going at?
Yeah.
Where you going?
Right.
Where you going at, buddy? Like this damn devil. We going out.
And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Sword, famine, and great confusion. That's what's gonna happen on this earth. Swords, famine. Hey, my man. Swords, famine, and great confusion is gonna happen on earth.
Car. already happening. Look at him. His spirit convicted.
Yeah, look at
Spirit hurting.
I'm confused. The dog should be walking him.
Right.
There's an answer though.
Yep.
Read out. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 27.
Read up.
For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction,
Yeah.
and faith and meekness are his delight.
And faith and meekness are the Lord's delight. So that's the first thing coming in this truth. You have to be meek. You have to be able to be taught, man. Keep going.
Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart.
See that? And come not unto the Lord with a double heart. So don't be double-minded, man. You gotta believe in the whole Bible and nothing at all. Or come with an alternative motive. Don't come double-minded. The Lord told you how to be.
Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men,
Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men.
and take good heed what thou speakest.
Because your tongue is a fiery wind. And it can get you in trouble a very sore greatly.
Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
Uh-huh.
And so God discovers our secret places, and casts thee down in the midst of the congregation, before thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit.
But their what? But their heart and their mind is full of deceits. That's what you got going on here.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. And with all that, we'll get all praise.
See ya, how? By Hashem. Y'all shop.
So I want to the elders and not through our precepts.
I get understanding.